in this unit, you will learn how to use word sequence, and also write a blog on your most important events in your life. Now, these are some of the important events that might have happened in your life. The first one, we will see. You can celebrate your birthday. The second one, your graduation day, and falling in love. Alright, for this vocabulary and pronunciation, we will look at the words. Okay, and first we will go through the pronunciation. 1. Stands. It is a noun. 2. Gallery. Also a noun. Blog. Also a noun. Unique. Trait. Notion. Kin. Highlight. Profile. Narrative. Now what you have to do for this exercise, you have to match the words with the correct meaning. So if you look at the meaning, the first one, stance, which is age. A way of thinking about something. So this is your belief, your idea of something, and your principle about something. 2. Gallery. We have G, an exposition of images attached to a post in a blog. So sometimes you have your phone and you have an app that is called Gallery. So that is your collection of images in your phone. Blog. We have I, which is an online journal, diary, or serial published by a person or group of people. At the end of this unit, this is the one that you have to make or create on your blog, which also you will have to write the most important event in your life. Unique. B. A special, a peculiar in some way. Trait. J. A particular characteristic that can produce a particular type of behavior. In this case, everybody has their own traits or characteristics. Notion. F. A belief or idea. Kin. A. Member of the family. 8. Highlight. E. Emphasize of something important. 9. Profile. D. A short description of someone's life. And the last one, narrative, which is C. Story or a description of a series of events. Moving on. Now, we will do a reading comprehension. Now, my suggestion is, before you start reading, you should start with looking at the questions and underlining the main points in the questions or sentence, or the key points. So number 1, we have study in narrative psychology is interested in. So in this sentence, the key words here are narrative psychology, interested. So in your book, you should underline narrative psychology, interested. Question number 2. According to psychologists, people have natural attraction for. Psychologists, natural attraction. 3. How do we learn facts better? Learn facts better. Psychology suggests that human activity and experience are filled with. Psychology, human activity, experience. Now, let's look at the text. Right? Now, moving on, okay, if you are doing this on your own, you should start reading the text, or based on the questions, you should start finding for the answer based on the keywords that we have underlined. Here, I have given you the answers. My suggestion is that try to do the questions on your own first before moving on to looking at the answers. Alright, now we will move on to the video, but right now I will just directly move on to the answers to the video because this is just a recap of what we have learned so far. Alright, this is the most important part of this unit, which is language and grammar. Now in this part, okay, we will learn sequencing terms that you should be using when you are writing your blog about the most important events in your life. Now, when we are using sequencing terms, there are many categories. The first category is beginning. These are the words that you should use when you are starting to write an event or sequencing an event. So you can use words like first, today, initially, and so on and so forth. When you have started writing the beginning, you can start using the middle when you are moving on to the next item or to the next story. Second, third, next, and lastly, closing. And if you notice, I use the word lastly because this is the closing part of the sentence. So these are the words that you can use when you want to close or make a conclusion in your essay. Now, these are the examples that I will show you from my blog writing. So, when I want to start writing my life, about my life and story, I can start using 2 years ago. Now, when you start using 2 years ago, you definitely know that it should be a past tense. So, whenever you write using 2 years ago, last month, last year, you should start writing in past simple tense. So, every verb that you use should be in past simple tense. So 2 years ago, I traveled to Spain. Then, when I move on to the next sentence, I want to tell more story, I can use the word then, just like the sequence. Then, middle. Alright? After, next, during this time, you can use all these sequencing words to describe the events. And finally, at the end of my trip, okay, I visited Madrid City and so on and so forth. So I am using the closing words at the end or in the end. Okay, you can also use finally. Okay, this is another example that you can use to start off next, during, after, finally. Okay, now. In this activity, you have to use the correct sequencing words to replace the blank. Right? So we will try to look at one by one quickly. In constructing a dog house, okay, first, next, then last. Now you know this is in the beginning, so it should be answer number A. Okay, first you should design the dog house before you begin to build. 2. Procure the materials to be used. Last? No. First? No. Thirdly? No. Next? This is the most suitable answer. Next, procure the materials to be used. You should start with the floor. Second, last, then finally. Now this is tricky because we have second and then. Alright? But, okay? It should be then. Okay? Then you should start with the floor because there is no adverb here, secondly. So it should be then. You build the walls. Finally, after that, today to end. We are not at the end, so it should be after that. After that, you build the walls. And finally, number 5, which is the last sentence, it should be finally. You can build a roof. Okay? Alright, past simple and past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Alright, in past simple, okay, you must use verb to. This is the timeline. Past simple means everything that happened and the verbs have completed in the past. Okay? For past continuous, this is the timeline. Okay? 2 things are happening at the same time. I was reading a book when the phone rang. So in this sentence, you have to use 2 types of past. is past simple tense. So two past tenses. I was reading a book. This happened first. I was reading a book when the phone rang, and suddenly the phone rang. Okay, so the past continuous happens in the first action, and then past simple tense is used in the second action that happened. Past perfect, okay, it is used to make it clear that one event happened before another in the past. So the main point here is two events have happened in the past. Okay? So I had finished the report when he arrived. Both things happened in the past. I had finished the report when he arrived. So when this person arrived, the other person had finished the report, and we use had because it all happened in the past. Okay? Yes. Alright. Past perfect continuous. Okay? This refers to a time earlier than before now. I had been waiting for hours when finally the bus arrived. I had been waiting here. It's in the past. But until sometimes before now, the present, then the bus arrived. Okay? That is all for this unit. Okay? When you are writing your blog about the most important event in your life, remember to use the sequencing terms and the past tenses. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye.